Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. It is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on a Tuesday, January 25th, 2022. God, I think I still say 2021. I don't know why. But good morning, everybody. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo. Click on that white logo. Turn on notifications. Subscribe to our channel. Like our videos, please. Really do appreciate that. It really helps the algorithms. Comment any of your questions. And let's rock and roll. All right. Dow futures down 276 points. NASDAQ down 296, about 2%. S&P futures down 1.5%. And the Russell is above 2,000 at down about 1.5%. 10-year Treasury 1.753. Yields are creeping up a little bit. The dollar index is up as well, 96.19. The VIX is at 32.94, up about 10%. Crude oil is up about 0.5% or 0.55%, 83.76 a barrel. Gasoline futures $2.42 a gallon, up 0.89%. Gold is up 18.43, up 0.08%, pretty marginally. 23.73 for silver futures, down 0.29%. Euro dollar is down 49 pips, 112.73, and 113.89 for the dollar again, which is basically flat right now. So, excuse me, it is a cold one here in Central Florida. To be completely honest, I didn't get much sleep last night. All I kept thinking about was the market and what's the next move. If I may be completely honest, these kind of moves really do put things in perspective in the markets, and I really make sure to do the videos, especially with this kind of volatility, because it's important to put things in context. Obviously, there's so much headlines out there. Let me make sure the mic is on. Yeah, mic is on, sorry. I want to make sure that things are in context so you guys understand why things happen the way they happen. I've had my neighbors ask my wife, hey, can you ask your husband what's happening in the markets? Granted, my neighbors are a little on the older side. It's not like a retirement community or anything, but these are retired doctors, retired military men and all that stuff. So, you know, this is stuff that you don't teach at school. This is stuff that you don't know just offhand. Like, I think most people kind of understand somewhat of economics, like what inflation means, but, you know, why does a market move the way it does? That's so important to understand, especially if you're an investor that's interested in the stock market. I think that's important to our community, our G.A.R Capital community. All of our followers are interested in really one main thing, to understand the markets more than anything else. That's why the Twitter is free. That's why this YouTube channel will always be free, because it's so important for you guys to understand. I don't care if you don't sign up for anything. Fine, whatever. But the fact that you're here watching, learning, taking notes, understanding the questions, why you're here, that's important to me, because the best thing when you are talking to anyone is that, do they have a heart of a teacher? Whether that's a real estate agent, whether that's an attorney, whether that's a money manager, anything. The heart of a teacher, that's what you're really looking for. And that's really the key. And I think that's what sets us apart of this company. That's what makes me the most proud, is the fact that, you know, when times are good and we get, like, you know, all-time highs, there's not really much to talk about. Everyone thinks you're a genius, which is totally okay. But when things come down and we get some volatile movement, that's when I really, really like to speak to you guys, because, you know, there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of emotion. And that's completely normal. You know, this isn't monopoly money we're trading with. This is real money you're investing with. So I'll do my best as your humble host to navigate you on the right direction. Is there a time to panic? Absolutely not. We'll be here every day to make sure that you know what's going on. Okay, good morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at some earnings. This morning we had some earnings. Lockheed Martin beat on EPS, 747 a share EPS versus 722. 17.7 billion versus 17.7 billion revenue met expectations. So it is highly likely that the FTC will vote to sue to block merger with Aerojet. Decision expected by January 27th. That's Lockheed Martin. Square launches in Spain. That's another headline. Verizon, $1.31 Q4 earnings versus 128. An estimate, that's a beat. Revenue beat as well, 34 billion versus 33.85 billion. Sees adjusted EBITDA growth 2022 to be offset by headwinds from non-cash items. Their guidance is higher than expected on EPS for fiscal year 22, $5.40 up to $5.55 versus a $5.39 EPS estimate. Organic service revenue up 3%. I have American Express up. American Express Q4 EPS $2.18 versus $1.78. Revenue of $12.1 billion versus $11.6 billion. American Express Company. Their fiscal year 22 EPS guidance was a little less than expected, $9.25 up to $9.65 on an expectation of $9.72, but the stock is up. RTX, which is Raytheon, their reported $1.08 versus $1.01 EPS estimate. That's a beat. They missed on revenue, $17 billion versus $17.2 billion. Guide's initial fiscal year 22 short of consensus. Their guidance was for fiscal 22 was $4.60 to $4.80 versus the $4.90. The revenue of $68.5 billion to $69.5 billion versus a $69.8 billion estimate on their guidance. Also, two more here. 3M Q4, $2.31 versus $2.03 on an EPS estimate. So that's a beat. $8.61 billion versus $8.6 billion on revenue. That's a beat as well. Operating margin adjusted 18.8% versus 20% quarter over quarter. Organic local currency sales 1.3 up year over year. And FX transition net sales down 1%. That's just FX headwinds. When you have large companies that do a lot of business overseas, this is why the dollar is important to be a little less. They don't want a strong dollar because that hurts them with overseas profits. Johnson & Johnson $2.13 adjusted versus $2.12 EPS expectation. That's a beat. $24.8 billion in revenue versus a $25.3 billion in revenue. That's a miss. Guides on fiscal year 22 includes COVID vaccine, $10.40 with a range of $10.60 versus a $10.28 estimate. So that's a beat. Revenue 100.3 versus and 101.8 billion versus a 98.4 billion. So again, their operational EPS guidance was better than expected. GE, last one here, Q4 adjusted EPS was 92 cents versus an 83 cents estimate. That's a beat. The revenue was 20.3 billion versus 21.2 billion. That's a miss. Their guidance was $2.80 versus until $3.50. That's the range versus a $4.05 guidance. That was the expectation. On path of a little over 7 billion in 2023. He's continued momentum in 2022, but their earnings did slide. So again, we could take a look at AXP did beat, General Electric did miss, Verizon slightly down. Again, they're up pre-market, but again, don't expect much from them. That's just the way it is with Verizon. 3M is above the beat. So again, they're moving up. In terms of pre-market, RTX is down pre-market after their earnings as well. So a lot of earnings to kind of digest. All of them are on our Twitter page, so feel free to take a look. That's where we are this morning. We'll take a look at some pre-market movers, and then we'll answer some questions, and then I'll talk about what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at pre-market movers. Apple's down 1.81%. That kind of guides with SPY down about 1.5%. Nvidia's down 3.82% pre-market. Again, a lot of volatility. We're going to go over the levels together. American Express up 3.5%. IBM reported earnings yesterday. They're up 1% on a beat. Boeing is down 1.5%. Nike's up 0.22%. And then, of course, on the S&P, Ford is down nearly 2%. Tesla's down 2.35%. Microsoft down 1.4%. They report earnings after the bell. Mind you, AMD down 2.81% pre-market. American Airlines down 2.32% pre-market. Taking a look at crypto, nice little bounce here. Obviously, you see 36,543 on crypto, on Bitcoin. You can see it is above the 100-day moving average on the 1 hour. That's a really good sign. Let's see if we can get above 38,765 on the 1 hour chart. Anything above 40 would be great. That'll probably get us right out of the ugliness and the ugly range. Remember, we hit as low as 32,917. So again, nothing really to fear in that sense. We know how crypto moves, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you're a crypto investor, you're so used to this back and forth all over the year, so it's not really a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. Mickey D's forming a Head and Shoulders. What do you think about earnings? Let's take a look at it. Well, again, I don't have earnings in terms of having that earnings in my pocket, knowing ahead of time. Boy, do I wish. But again, we're pretty much in range in terms of just holding on to that 100-day moving average on the daily. So again, wait for earnings. Let's see what their fiscal year guidance looks like, and then I'd wait for that. I would not buy ahead of it as of yet. I meant calls for SPY, thanks. Calls for SPY right now, I do own some SPY calls. 433.45 is the current level. We take a look at the hourly. Again, we know the drill. We need to get right above 440. Now again, yesterday futures was bloody. Yesterday the market was really bloody. And what happened? We soared anyway. So again, give yourself some time. 11:30 is when Europe closes. Europe markets are actually slightly green, which is a good sign. But again, let's see what the market brings. I'm okay with the market, with the futures being a little red, waiting for a pop. That's fine. If futures were completely fully green, then I would expect a little bit of a fall. So let's see what the market goes today. Again, we haven't broken any major levels in terms of the upside. We need to get above 43.80 on S&P, which is right around 438, which is the 50-day moving average on the 1 hour. That'd be a nice level to look at in terms of possibly going long again. I'm already long on SPY. The only thing here is that we have the Fed tomorrow. Again, FOMC is at 2 p.m. with Powell speaking at 2:30. So again, we got some more volatility to come. The week is not over. I would consider it a win for the bulls if we can get above 4,500 by the end of the week. That'd be a huge win for the bulls, big time. So again, until then, I would just wait and see what the opportunities come. If we start breaking down below, 430, 425, 427, possibly looking for shorts. But until then, again, yesterday was very, very vicious in terms of volatility. Let's kind of see where things go, and then we make a next move. What would be the first mega caps you would buy after a bear market? Well, we're nowhere near a bear market, but if we did have a bear market, Microsoft would be number 1 on my list. United Health would be number 2 on my list. That's not a tech company, but number 3 would definitely be AMD. And I bought some AMD last week. I bought some Microsoft last week. I bought some Apple last week. I bought some Amazon last week. So again, I'm the type of person where, I kind of practice what I preach. I definitely want to buy stocks on the cheap. I did not buy anything because I was focused more on the option side of trading than I did more of buying stocks. Not a big deal because on Thursday I'll just buy more SPY-G, which I do already automatically every week. Let's see, Ford, F. Taking a look at Ford here again, was a big mover. We know this. Right now it tested near the 100-day moving average. I think that's a really good level to start maybe going ahead and buy some Ford if you like. Right at 18, we're right at 1998. In terms of calls or puts or for options, again, just be careful with the Fed. You probably think, what does Ford have to do with the Fed? Well, again, they're financing. Remember, if rates go up, their financing costs go up as well in terms of trying to get new buyers. Again, new buyers want to get low interest rates in order to buy their cars. Not many people buy cars in cash. So again, Ford would definitely be affected because they are a cyclical company. Again, consumer cyclicals definitely move with shifts in the market in terms of interest rates and consumer sentiment. That's why they're called cyclicals. Let's see, QQQ Doji getting a little relief. Now again, QQQ got some massive relief yesterday, as we know. But again, what I'm looking for in the market is at least on Qs, is maybe we possibly get a retest of the lows that we were looking at, maybe 342. 342, a retest and a bounce would be very bullish in the market because that'll indicate a floor. And again, that seems to be the floor there, right around 342.93. And if we're looking at the S&P, your floor is really right here around 42.20. Let's call that. 42.20 is exactly where that break happened, and we had that big flush in terms of all the stop losses hit, because that's the bottom of the October lows. So again, keep an eye on the October lows. That's the key you want to look for in terms of the S&P. In terms of the Qs, what you're looking for is not the October lows. You're looking for right around the highs of May. So that's the next range down. So again, the top range of May, that's your next stop in terms of Qs. If we retest the lows, it should hold up there. I think that's the level where everyone, all the market makers or all the traders are basing the next support level on. What was the next resistance? The last resistance in May, that's your next support. Where, the same goes, resistance becomes the new support as you move higher. Let's take a look. Any crypto buys or new positions to crypto? I buy crypto every week, slowly but surely. But again, I was really looking for a break of 30,000 on Bitcoin to buy some more, but we didn't get there. But again, I buy a little bit every week. So I have no rush to buy crypto. What I want to do is focus on, in a bear market, a really big flush. I focus on the core holdings first, and then I start taking a look at more of the riskier assets second. But again, the core holdings are the key. Those are the ones that you really want to buy, the ones that you really like. Let's say you're a big Apple person like I am. Apple would be number one on your shopping list. JPM, if you're into JPM, or Goldman Sachs would be another one. Those would be the ones you're looking for. I don't want to hear about anyone saying, oh, well, you should get more NIO or something like that. Growth names, that's fine. I'm not against high beta. I own some, but they're not my core holdings. Again, those are speculative. I don't want to focus on speculative names when I'm looking for deals on quality companies. VOM Red. I don't know what that means. I don't know what VOM is, or XOM. Should Amazon buy Netflix? Should they? I think Amazon should do a stock split before they start doing anything in regards to M&A. That's just my personal take on it. Level for SPY puts. Let's take a look at it together. For SPY puts, let me go and bring up the hourly here. So again, we talked about that 42.20 level. So if we kind of look at right here, we did fill the gap, which is good. So right around 428 is another level where we break down and we don't bounce. That's where it gets ugly. We're at 433. So again, 428.75 should be pretty good for puts if we break that, because that was the support that was broken and all the sell orders came in at once. That was the stop loss level for a lot of traders. Why? Because that is the October lows. So let's keep an eye on that for SPY. Thoughts on Amazon daily chart death cross? I mean, I think everything has a death cross because everything's down. Amazon is on the bottom range of it's trying to get above 2930, which would be the bottom range of the actual big range of 3773 to around 3000. I think below 3000 on Amazon's a buy. That's where I bought it. Would I buy more? No, but right around 2670 would be nice to buy some more. Again, I have no issue with buying more Amazon. Amazon's a great company to own. Do you wait for earnings for big caps or buying before? No, I wait for earnings after. I want to react, not predict, because I have no idea. Now, guys, if I had inside information, I would just share it with you and be like, hey, man, go ahead and sell Amazon because their earnings are going to suck. I would tell you guys ahead of time. But no, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, nor am I in that board meeting with Amazon knowing all this stuff. I wish I did, because I'd share that information, but I don't have that information. I wish I did. Thoughts on Tesla? Tesla, again, if anyone who's holding Tesla is probably looking at it being a little shaky. I think a level at 762 would be a nice level because that's the first initial breakout. Now people say, oh, 896 would have been great. Yeah, sub 900 is okay. If you're looking for a nice deeper discount, 762. I don't know if we get to 762, but I think below 900 is a decent place to get started on some Tesla if you haven't bought any, or you want to go ahead and just kind of nibble a couple of shares here and there. Again, don't focus on catching a bottom more than the fact that buying at the price that you feel comfortable with. That's more important. I think everyone is so consumed on, I want to catch the bottom. I want to catch the bottom. That's really hard to do. Like, understand that. You have to really be lucky in a sense. So again, focus on your names that you want to buy and find a price that you feel comfortable with. Now again, a couple of dollars here and there is not going to be the end of the world. Oh man, I wanted 105, but it's only at 106. Don't split hairs either. It's okay. So again, get 5 names that you like that you want to add to your portfolio in terms of, I want to add more of my core holdings. That's a little more practical than I'm going to wait for this exact price to hit. Remember, those are your guides. Don't be exact. It is not gospel. You buy stocks when you feel comfortable. And I think Tesla is worth a shot below 900. That's not bad. Or if you want to go to 811, that's the 200-day. That's a really good level to look at in terms of Tesla. Yes. What about GRT Graph? I own GRT Graph. I still buy some. Again, with crypto getting slammed, everything got slammed. So again, taking a look at my dashboard on Coin Tracker. Here it is. Hey, I'm up 10% today. Very nice. Really? Okay, good. Well, I'm down a little more, obviously. But you could see, again, Graph, I'm down. Polygon is red. Tezos is red. The only one that's been doing well is really Luna. Stellar, again, this is what happens. So again, I really only look at this stuff when I'm with you guys, to be completely honest with you. I really don't look at it much because crypto, I'm still up, so I don't really worry about it. I just do my automatic investing, go for it, and really stocks take most of my time, to be honest. So again, we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your morning. I'll be live blogging on Twitter, as always, at G.A.R Capital. So again, I'll be taking a look at the markets, letting you guys know what's up and what's new. We went ahead, I posted that AMD trade that I did yesterday on Twitter. So if you guys are watching, be smart. Sometimes you'll get some freebies. I'm not going to put it there with bells and whistles and say freebie here and there, but I'm going to give you some little hints here and there once in a while that'll tell you, hey, you know, this chart looks good. This looks good. This looks that. Keep an eye on everything. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning, and we'll catch you guys later today for the aftermarket recap. Cheers.